Pikachu!
Hello everyone and welcome to the Pika Pals Podcast. I am your host, Pokemon Trainer Jed, and I thank you for tuning in. Pika Pals Podcast is where I am on a mission to go back and rewatch, recap, and laugh my way through every episode of the original Pokemon anime series. I also have episodes where I talk to family and friends and other special guests about Pokemon. And that's what this episode is. It's part 2, following on from last week, of my conversation with married couple and good friends, Chris and Evie. Again, I apologise for some of the audio issues. It's essentially the same audio from last week. I just split it into 2 parts. I'm looking into getting some new microphones, and so hopefully I can fix that issue going forward. But still, enjoy the episode. We have a lot to talk about and a lot to laugh about. Thank you to Chris and Evie for being guests on the show. Let's get to it. Okay, we're back, and again, I'm joined by Chris.
Hello.
And Evie.
Hiya.
Thanks for staying with me. We were having so much fun that we decided to make it a 2-parter, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
And in the time in between, I was like, quick, I need you guys to go and watch another Pokemon episode for me. And you very kindly did.
Yeah, managed to cram it in.
Late at night, innit? So
Quickly went and watched that. And it's actually quite handy that the original Pokemon series is on Netflix, isn't it?
Mhm.
And it's on YouTube as well. But yeah, for a while it was on Netflix, and then it was like removed from Netflix. It was on Amazon Prime and stuff. There used to be a Pokemon app, I think, that used to be able to watch them all on.
yeah.
But I think that's been shut down now.
Yeah, that was not legal.
It's a illegal app.
I think Pokemon app. It's also illegal Pokemon hunting that goes on. They poach Pokemon. Very sad.
Yeah.
Team Rocket app, wasn't it? So
Yeah. The episode that we are going to be chatting about, episode 6, and it's called Clefairy and the Moonstone. The Japanese title for this is Pippi and the Moonstone. Pippi is the Japanese name of the Clefairy Pokemon.
is it?
So how does Clefairy sound in the Japanese episodes?
Pippi. We'll have to. I'll find that and I'll edit it in. Is that how I sound?
I think it would be more like that.
Yeah, true. Or Clefairy Pippi. So it just says
Clefairy Pippi.
Yeah, just says Clefairy, but then Pippi on the end.
Oh gosh.
Important. Got to edit that.
Edit.
Edit. I'll give you a quick overview of the episode, and then you guys can dive into it a bit more and tell me some of your favourite moments. So, at Mount Moon, our friends rescue a scientist named Seymour, who me and Eve have just decided actually looks like Chris.
I think, although at the time Chris was, how old were you, 4 years old when the episode aired in the US?
Yes. Yeah.
I think it was modelled after Chris.
What he would go on to look like.
Yeah. They looked into the future and they were like, "This Chris Sibley, it's the scientist Seymour."
And Seymour's just kind of wacky.
Yeah, he's a bit old and a bit like me.
But he's enthusiastic about what he likes. The crew save him from a batch of Zubat, and along the way, Brock, he actually captures a Zubat. Adds it to his
Well, you don't see that, do you?
collection. No, you ever had an encounter with a bat before?
We used to have a bat at our old house.
We didn't keep pet
We didn't
bats. We had bats out in the garden occasionally.
Yeah, when I was at home, when I come back from wherever, school, college, wherever, and went up to my bedroom once, and it was just like this it looked like a bird to begin with, just like clinging on to the edge of my curtains in my bedroom, and I was like, what the? And I went up and looked close, and it was a bat,
Little fruit bat, wasn't
and it had flown in through the window.
Oh my
And then
gosh.
got stuck in the room, and was like, just like clinging on.
Oh
I
god.
was scared. I went and got my dad.
I really like bats. I think bats are cute. Like little mice with wings.
Have you seen that video where like the Irish family are trying to get the bat
Yeah.
send it?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That's what it was like, but with Somerset accent. Oh no, get out of there!
That
Look out there. So yeah, Seymour then leads Ash and his friends into the cave to find the legendary Moonstone, which is said to increase the power of Pokemon. Does it do so in the game as well, Chris? Does
It evolves Pokemon
it
again.
evolve Pokemon
Yeah,
in the
certain,
game?
certain Pokemon.
How do you access it in the game?
You just randomly get it. It's like you find stuff in the
So it just
wild.
gets added to like your inventory.
Yeah. And then you can use it to then evolve certain types of Pokemon.
And there used to be a part in, I don't know if it was maybe just like myth or whatever, but like in one of the original games, there was like a glitch part of one of the original Pokemon games that if you tried to, I can't remember exactly what it was, but if you tried to get a specific item, it just like broke your game like completely.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Anyway, sorry. In the deep down in the cave, Ash spots a Clefairy. Hit us with your best Clefairy impression.
Oh, Clefairy, Clefairy, Clefairy.
And in Japanese.
Pippi, Pippi.
Very good. And they're carrying the Moonstone away. Ash is always quick to want to like capture the Pokemon as soon as he sees them, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's just greedy.
a bit greedy. Yeah,
Just
but he does want to catch them all. So
Yeah, that's true.
what? No way.
Mhm.
That's news to me.
That has blown my. That's even a bigger revelation than Brock and Rocks. So
Gotta catch some of them, Pokemon.
I want to catch some of them.
But not all of them. Don't want to be too greedy, Pokemon.
I'd watch it.
Yeah, I'd watch that. It'd be more realistic. version.
Yeah, it's like a mediocre Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like,
Especially
I'm
since
here for that.
Pokemon Company keep adding more
Yeah, right.
to the roster.
And he
as
can
well.
only carry around 6. Can't he?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
So Ash wants to try and capture the Clefairy, but he's unable to because Seymour tells him that they prefer to live on Mount Moon, and they're in the middle of some sort of ritual, aren't they? With their little
Yeah,
something.
they all have. Was it like chunks of the Moonstone
Little
that they
chunks of
had
it, yeah.
that they all place upon like the base? They're all just like dancing around. Kind of, it gives the vibes of like a cult,
I was
like a
about to say, it's like a
sacrificial,
cult, yeah.
like what's the word I'm looking for? Ritual.
Yeah, it's a bit like they do it something like, I don't know, and it's obviously a very localized reference to us, but like it's like something they do at Glastonbury or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like
Or like Stonehenge, like
Stonehenge.
spring, like equinox or whatever it is.
Their little glow sticks.
yeah. And yeah, so that's kind of like the kind of premise for this episode. You guys watched it for me recently, and what parts of this episode do you remember, or did you want to talk about in particular?
One thing I want to bring up is obviously Brock caught a Zubat, which is not a rock type.
What? Branching out.
Yeah.
That triggered me a little bit.
Well, you know, maybe Brock wants a piece of Ash's action. He wants to catch them all. Catch some of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just caught me off guard a bit. I was like, why is he? He's not. It's not.
Yeah, thinking of like some of the other Pokemon that Brock goes on to like acquire in the series as well, he doesn't stay true to like rock type,
No,
does he?
no.
But maybe that's why he wanted to escape being the gym leader.
Yeah.
He left Pewter City. He left Rock City behind, if you will.
Yeah.
So obviously, as a gym leader, you're only allowed to
Be that type.
be one type, aren't you? So
he
maybe
got
that's it.
boxed in for too long, and now he wants to branch out.
Yeah, he wanted he wants. But I guess, and this is maybe like a bit of a stretch for Link. I'm not sure, but like because bats live in caves and caves are rocks, that like rock type, bat type, they're like
Same sort of vibe.
similar sort of vibe. But then
Yeah.
he does go on to have like a. I completely lost a Vulpix.
Vulpix,
Vulpix,
yeah.
which is just like a fire type.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess Brock's just mixing it up. living his life. Really.
He is.
'Cause
He's
yeah.
His dad's come back into his life. He's thriving rather than just surviving. He's having a great time. He's made some friends.
I'm guessing he's not a gym leader anymore either, is he, actually?
Well, no, because he left.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
give
gone.
him maybe the dad runs the
Maybe the
gym.
dad runs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Flintstone. He's taken over.
Is that his actual name, Flintstone?
It is now.
So Team Rocket would be blasted off, but not completely gone from this episode, because they come back towards the end and try and steal the Moonstone.
Yeah, they have the Moonstone. They've got it strapped down.
They're sliding down the hill, aren't they?
Yeah.
And who would come to the rescue?
Brock's Rock Snake.
Brock's Rock Snake. Onyx. Onyx would appear suddenly, and he kind of like smashes the sled.
Like uses dig, doesn't he, to go underneath the ground and then come back up again.
Surprise Onyx.
Yeah, in your face.
Surprise Onyx. Surprise Onyx in your face. Takes on Team Rocket and is able to rescue the Moonstone. The Clefairies are happy. Seymour's happy. And the Clefairies then, they group together and they use their metronome. Which is like their combined...
Do you know what metronome does in the games?
No.
So basically metronome it comes up with a little hand, they do this. And then
Like
it can use any move in the whole game, but it's random.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
So it could use anything from
Anyone.
sleep to dragon meteor or whatever it is, or solar beam, or like literally it could be any game within the game. It's quite fun actually.
Wow.
That's
intense.
That's intense.
Yeah, it is.
How annoying was it when you get like a really bad move though?
Yeah, well, yeah, it'd be pretty irritating. You're just like, use protect.
Yay!
In the show, they kind of club together. They all kind of use. They do the little dance.
Clefairy.
And it creates like a massive explosion.
Yeah.
Which sends Team Rocket blasting off once more. And as chips of the Moonstone rain down from the sky in quite a visually impressive scene, the Clefairies then, or some of them at least, start to evolve into Clefable. You know, this is one of Evie's favourite parts of animation. One of your favourite scenes of animation.
I think the few sort of clips of the Moonstone showering down in the evolutions of them, love that evolving of them, if you will. But then it's when they're back in the cave with their little Moonstone once again, and they're doing their little ritual or whatever. They're just vibing.
Yeah.
At that point, they're just having a good time.
They're all high.
Possibly, maybe that's what the Moonstone does. Maybe that's like the effect it has.
Yeah.
But they're having a good time. They're having a little dance, and
Jumping up and down in the air with their little fat legs in it.
yeah, I absolutely love them. And visually, it's very pleasing. It's very beautiful, I think.
Yeah, thank you. And I will share your favourite frames of animation on the old social medias, like I've done with the other episodes. Seymour, he decides to stay with the Clefairies and the Clefables in the hope that he might be able to go to space. Bit strange. Do you reckon they wanted him to stay?
Not really.
No, probably.
Once again, that same sort of like sketch vibe. Like, who is this man? How's he going to live? What's he going to eat? Where's he going to sleep? He's going to have a vitamin D deficiency.
Yeah.
Seymour is going to be suffering.
Yeah,
basically.
that's true. I don't think he's thought it through, has he?
Oh, I don't think
No, he hasn't. Yeah.
I'd like to know whatever happened to Seymour.
Yeah.
If you know, then they can write in. Let us know.
Please do. I'm dying to know what happened to Seymour.
Following the night's events, obviously this episode comes to an end, and Ash and the crew continue their journey to Cerulean City. Cerulean City, I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
And then just chatting about it a moment ago off microphone, Ash noticed a little bit of graffiti, doesn't he, Chris? What does it say on a road sign?
Oh, what does it say? Ash.
Gary was
Gary's
here.
here.
Ash is a loser.
That's it, wasn't it? I saw it when it's like before it pans in, I said to you, didn't I, babe? I was like, there's something on the right hand side there, was it? And then it zooms in. I'm like, oh, that's actually pretty sick.
That's classic Gary, isn't it?
That
That's
is classic Gary.
Yeah. And everyone's going to see that now forever.
Yeah.
Whoever walks past that sign.
And Joe, people could be like, who is Gary?
Yeah.
Who is Ash?
Well, for one thing, for sure.
And why is he such a loser?
He's a loser.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be the end of this episode. It's episode 6. We're starting to get through them thick and fast, don't you?
Flying through it.
We've only got like 77 episodes to go in season 1.
Yeah.
But that was episode 6, Clefairy and the Moonstone.
Clefairy.
Clefairy.
Clefairy. Dippy.
Dippy. I don't know why some of the names are different. It's like some of them are so different though. Like they're not even close to. Because really, the translation of like a Pokemon name isn't even a word, is it? So it could just
be the same
was.
name, and also, so the Japanese one came out first, didn't it?
Yeah.
So they would have then created different Pokemon names for the US version.
Yeah, I think it most probably likely that when they dubbed it, they just changed a lot of it.
Yeah.
For the sake of changing it. Attention all Pokemon trainers! Team Rocket are blasting off again to announce the launch of Poké Audible, the ultimate audiobook service for Pokemon fans. With thousands of titles to choose from, including classics like Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Moonstone, Pride and Pikachu, and even Misty's best-selling memoir, Spare, Poké Audible has something for every listener. And now, including Meowth's exclusive Listen While You Loot feature, you can enjoy your favourite books on the go, even during your Team Rocket adventures. Sign up with Team Rocket's Poké Audible today, and Pika Pals listeners can get their first month completely free with the discount code James with the perfect tan. So don't miss out on this perfect opportunity to listen and loot with Team Rocket and their Poké Audible app.
Pika Pika!
Wake up, Pokemon trainers! Start your day with a crunchy bowl of Sandshrews Sandtastic cereal, the official breakfast of Burrowing Champions and the official breakfast of the Pika Pals Podcast. Each spoonful is packed with scrumptious sand-shaped cereal bits, crispy sand marshmallows, and essential vitamins and minerals to keep you fueled for all your training adventures. Made with all natural ingredients like sand/sharp grains and sandshrew sweetness, easy for me to say, our cereal is the perfect balance of crunchy and delicious. And for a limited time, exclusively for Pika Pals podcast fans, you can grab your first box with 27% off. And Sandshrew will even throw in a collectible digging spoon, absolutely free. So grab a bowl, pour in some milk, and get ready to dig into the sensational taste of Sandshrew's Sandtastic cereal. Don't miss out on this delicious breakfast treat. Available now at your nearest Pokemon. So it says here, Chris, you might find this interesting, is that this is the first episode, at least in the anime series, to feature a double Pokemon battle, like 2-on-2.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And double Pokemon battles themselves as a thing apparently weren't actually introduced until Generation 3 of Pokemon. They didn't set up 2-on-2s.
Oh,
Did you know that?
I didn't.
There you go, Poke fact. This is the first time that a main character has caught a Pokemon off screen, which Chris noticed. To be fair to him,
Yeah.
he did notice that because Brock just
randomly had it. It was like, yeah, I got this.
Yeah.
It's like,
He's whipping out a Zubat.
I don't know how he caught it, but he did.
Might have just had it.
probably
Who
just
knows?
chucked a Pokeball at it like Ash does. And...
Yeah.
Dumb luck.
Yeah, it's just I wish that in the Pokemon game that would actually work. Just
just throw a Pokemon.
Yeah.
It does sometimes. Sometimes you just have to chuck a couple on.
Some of the Clefairy's lines from this episode can be heard in the Nintendo games Super Smash Bros. And Super Smash Bros. Melee, specifically after the game's Clefairy is summoned, where the actual Clefairy sound effect is the same one that they reused in Super Smash Bros.
That makes sense, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good luck to Seymour and his life living with the Clefairies.
Yeah.
And his vitamin D deficiency.
We wish him all the best.
He might have to start eating Zubats.
He might.
He might have been the spread of COVID-19.
Oh, true.
Controversial.
That is. I think that might have been. Yeah. It just took me a moment to think.
It's really digesting that. Actually, yeah, you could be right.
Okay, so on the previous show, because you've stuck with me for a double whammy, we played some Pokemon games with the Pick a Pokeball game. Evie did an incredible drawing, which I'll post on social media. Chris did an incredible impression.
Wow, yeah.
I couldn't quite work out what it sounds like.
But it was
an impression.
It was an impression.
It was an impression.
It was an impression.
Something like that.
And let's do a Pokemon quiz, a little bit of a Pokemon Q&A. Would you like to work as a team, husband and wife, or
we're a team, aren't we?
you work together?
Go on.
You team Rocket? Oh no, you're not Team Rocket because you don't really like Team Rocket. So.
Beef with them, aren't I?
Yeah.
We could be Team Rock.
When I go to edit, it's gonna be like this much of the whole thing. That's
You're gonna have to do episode 5 and 6 together because there's not going to be any content.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So Pokemon quiz. You're going to work together as a team, which is very nice. These are some questions that I've pulled from the old Pokédex known as Reddit.
Oh, love that.
Some of these questions are pretty straightforward, but there might be a couple that catch you off guard. Also, if you're listening, you can play along at home, but I just won't know what you say, so
You could fake
you
it.
can just pretend. Question 1. Who is Ash's starter Pokemon?
Pikachu, right?
Yeah.
That would be awkward if I started off with a non-starter.
That would be a Pikachu.
Oh,
Some people used to remember
Squirtle.
on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Some people would get the first question.
Yeah,
wrong. Be
yeah.
Pokemon fans across the world would be cringing.
Question 2. Which companion travelled with Ash the longest in the combined amount of time that they were with him?
Take it away, Chris.
That's got to be Pikachu as well, no?
Oh no, sorry. Like a human companion,
human companion.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, it's Misty.
I was thinking Misty.
She's still there, the later gens, isn't she?
Yeah, that was going to be my guess.
I'm gonna say Misty.
According to my Reddit Pokédex, this might be controversial because it might have changed since then. So if so, you can write in and tell me I'm wrong. And yeah. But it says here it's Brock.
Brock, okay.
Okay. We'll get onto this episode or this series in the Pokemon anime at some point. But at one point in the show, Brock is actually replaced. People thought that the Brock character was too much of a racial stereotype,
Okay.
and so
Right.
so he had to be written out of the show,
Wow.
and he was replaced with another human companion. And what was that character called?
I have no idea. Flint.
Flint came back. He
Flint
decided
came
to be an absent father once again.
No, it was Seymour really, wasn't
Flint. So they got rid of Brock because of how he looked, but they replaced him with Flint, who looks exactly the same.
Slightly older though,
People
so
were like, problem solved.
it? No, it was Seymour.
it was Brock's younger sibling, Slate.
It was Tracy. He was the one who
Tracy?
used to like doing drawings and stuff, and he had like a bandana. This is like OG series. So.
Oh, I can't even remember Tracy.
No.
Which anime saga is the last to fixate on one region? So these early series is like Indigo League, Orange Islands, the Johto journeys, and you guys might have more of a shot at this than what I would actually know, because I know like the earlier stuff. I don't know some of the more modern stuff. But at what point did then like they stop being in like a particular zone? I think sometimes it does align to the games, so that might give you a clue.
I'm out on that one.
Lola. No. I don't know.
It says Sun and Moon.
Sun and Moon.
Oh,
Okay.
Was that Sun and Moon game?
Sun and Moon game? Yeah, there was.
you
Yeah.
had them, didn't you?
Yeah, that was the one with the. Funny enough, that like the I can't remember what they're called now, but there was the moon Pokemon and the weird cat sun Pokemon.
You're joking.
Yeah.
Is what's the most recent one that they got now? What are they up to now?
Well, they're actually there's a new one come out, which is it Legends ZA? But I think at the moment, I'm so out of date with the actual games that on. I think it's I don't know what the newest one is.
I think the last one you played was Sword and Shield.
So the last one I played was Sword and Shield. Yeah, that's when I stopped playing.
There's been loads of like spin-offs as well, isn't it? It's like Let's Go Evie
Let's
and
go
stuff
Evie,
like that.
Let's go Pikachu and stuff, isn't there?
Okay, and the question here. Which character goes crazy over every woman he meets?
Ah, that's Brock. Yeah, Brock.
We'll go with Brock, the old womanizer.
That is,
Yeah, he is.
Just like his dad.
do you reckon he comes on a bit too strong?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
a bit.
Yeah.
Borderline creepy.
Far past borderline.
Well, I was trying to be generous to him. He didn't have a dad, so he grew up,
Yeah,
so
he's got issues, I think.
daddy issues.
The next question. Who is the other protagonist or main character besides Ash in the more recent Pokemon journeys? So they introduced like I guess like a second in command. If Ash was 1, then this guy would be like 1A character in the more recent series. I would only know this from researching it, but you might know when I tell you.
It's not like Gary or something, is it? Or Red. Is it Red?
No, it's a newer character. He's called Go.
Go.
And
I've never heard of Go.
That's going to blow my mind.
Pokemon Go, that is.
There you go. He makes his Pokemon go.
I'm not doing too well this quickly.
No, you're really let me down.
But this is I didn't realise it was as hard. Sorry,
It's quite complicated.
It is. Hold on, it'll be really funny actually in the edit. Now let's just do some really easy ones. Just so randomly changing.
Pika!
Let's do a Pokemon quiz, a little bit of a Pokemon Q&A. What is a Pokeball used for?
Oh.
Is it to... I've got some options as well.
Oh, okay. I was going to say this is too difficult.
Is it to charge Pokemon's energy
Mm-hmm.
to kill Pokemon?
Okay.
That'll be a different series
Oh
altogether.
my gosh, got to kill them all.
Gotta kill some of them because I'm not greedy.
Well, he's saving some of them, but gotta kill them all.
Is it to capture and store Pokemon?
Oh, that's a really
Or-
difficult one. Oh, there's more?
Or is it to keep your favourite Pokemon snacks?
Wow, obviously snacks, right? That's how everybody's using them.
I'm going to go with the third option, the capture and store them.
Wait, what?
Okay, how do Pokemon evolve? They drink a magic potion, they have to reach a certain level of training, they die and regenerate, or Pokemon can't evolve?
Well, I mean, it's subjective because some Pokemon actually need a certain stone. Some
Clefairy.
some Pokemon need a happiness level to then get past a certain level as well, or a friendship level. Some are just you have to get to a level certain.
Yeah, there are different
Level.
ways of evolving them, isn't there? So-
Yeah.
But I mean, in terms of this quiz,
And should we call that question out as we just say that that's
Debunked.
Yeah,
Debunked by
Debunked.
Debunked.
Debunked by Seymour.
Let's do a Pokemon quiz, a little bit of a Pokemon Q&A. What is the show's main catchphrase? Pokemon, gotta catch some of them. Gotta catch a few. Gotta catch one or two. Or gotta catch them all.
It's got to catch them all.
That's
But again, a very different series if we're just going to go with got to catch one or two of them. Doesn't have the
I'm
same sort of vibe.
it's after episode 2 it's done.
Yeah, he caught both of them and that was it.
Okay, what does the word Pokemon, or the show Pokemon, what does it mean in Japanese? Tiny demon, monster ball, crazy monsters, or pocket monsters?
Pocket monsters, isn't
Pocket
it?
monsters, yeah. I was thinking it was something like Pocket Pet. But
Yeah,
it's Pocket monsters, isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Pocket monsters, that is correct, okay. Final question here. I'll show you another picture. This is quite tough, so...
Okay. Oh.
Who is this?
Ooh.
Is it Team Evil, Team Mystic, Team Rocket, or Team Cool?
Well, I was going to say it's Jesse and James, but...
Have to go for
I
Team
think
Rocket.
Team Rocket, aren't we?
Yeah.
Team Rocket. That is correct. Team
Oh.
Rocket. So,
That's a relief.
congratulations. Congratulations. So thanks for joining me to talk about this episode as well. We made it a two-part because we were having so much poker fun
Yeah.
that then we
Yeah.
rolled over into 2 episodes. Good luck to me editing it. I don't know what's
Yeah.
going to happen, but
It's going to be absolute chaos.
it's going to be chaos. But we have chatted about episode 6, and that was Clefairy and the Moonstone. Before we go, I just wanted to ask each of you on a personal level.
Oh, indeed.
Sounds really deep, doesn't it? I didn't mean to set it up like that. I think that everyone can kind of relate to Pokemon in some way in their life, and what's been special to me in just doing this podcast and just recording a few episodes is that it's brought friends and family together. And I would have got a little story about Pokemon, so it's like a childhood memory or a memory with Pokemon or something in particular that each of you that you really relate to Pokemon. I mean, it's one thing for me. It's nice that you as a couple both like Pokemon, and you've been able to share that. But like, what's one of your earliest memories of Pokemon for you?
So I started off Pokemon-wise. I started off like the Game Boy Color, playing like is it Silver? I think it was like real back. But I've played all of the games up to like Sword and Shield. I played Pokemon Go. I played the card games. I played the Pocket, Pokemon Go, Unite. Pretty much every Pokemon game you can play, I've probably played it. So for me, it's a massive thing that I've carried on, and I've not really had a break from it as such.
What would be one of you? I know they're all very different, but what would be one of your favourite games?
Leaf Green is like the earliest memory I can remember of actually like enjoying it and being like, this is sick. I remember my first level 100 Pokemon was Grunball. Which is that weird pig thing with a big old pink.
But like,
up on this thing.
Like people don't understand it when like you're putting the hours into a game back in the day to get that to level 100.
Yeah, I remember that was the first thing.
Had to go into that.
Yeah, and I used to leave my game with my mum, and she would like level my Pokemon up for me, like
Cheating.
yeah, basically. Do you know what I mean? Like she'd be like, "Oh, do you want me to level any of your Pokemon today?" And I'm like, "Yeah, level this one up."
Crack on shells.
14. This is when you had to like switch the Pokemon out to get it. There's no like XP share throughout the whole thing. You have to like literally swap the Pokemon out to get the.
It'd be like the early equivalent of what's it with like Bitcoin mining type stuff. Like it's like Pokemon leveling up
Yeah,
early days of it.
early
Like,
days.
Yeah.
Good old days.
Evie, for you, it does. It can be from when you were younger. It can be from more recent. It can be just what does Pokemon kind of mean to you in your life, and what do you remember, or what kind of makes Pokemon special to you?
I think for me, Pokemon Go sort of reignited that passion for Pokemon. So, like I said, I think with Pokemon, like I must have watched it as a child, but like I don't necessarily remember that. And it wasn't until like I was a little bit older and then I started watching it for myself, sort of thing. But then like Pokemon Go, when that craze came out and it sort of like reignited everybody's passion for like Pokemon. And I remember me and my friend would like literally just go out for walks like almost like every single day just to go to like the Pokestops like in town and like stop off and like see what we could get to hatch the eggs and like all of that. And I remember like I was like in a job that I didn't like at the time, and it was just like that sort of like little escape to be able to go out, get some exercise, hatch your like little eggs. Yeah.
See what Pokemon you can find. I do think Pokemon Go, but I do think that Pokemon Go was like a real pivotal moment in like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
popularity of Pokemon in
And
recent years.
I think as well, like I say, like the technology that went into it, but obviously like you could put what's the term that I'm looking for, where you could like put the
Like
Pokemon.
AR, isn't it?
Yeah, so like the augmented
Augmented
reality, you
reality.
could put like the Pokemon in your room
Yeah.
and like have it there. It's like such a cool thing to like kind of experience something that is obviously
Yeah,
made up
but-
in real
But
life.
also, it's kind of like it was one of the first. I know that probably a lot of different apps and stuff use that now, but it's one of the first kind of instances of being able to
Yeah,
use
it
that
was,
quite
yeah.
freely and like
Yeah.
on like a user basis. You could get Brock's Rock Snake in your bedroom.
Exactly, and who doesn't want that?
That's true. Yeah.
Who doesn't want Brock's Rock Snake?
Okay, thank you very much, guys, for being my first ever guest. On
Yeah,
Pika Pals
we're
Podcast.
honoured, aren't we?
Yeah, we are,
Yeah, would be
definitely.
nice.
Chris and Evie are very good friends of mine, and it's been nice to just sit down and chat. We've had a laugh anyway, haven't we?
Yes,
It's been
definitely.
good.
I mean, I don't know what I'm going to be able to edit it into, I'll be honest. But
I'm telling you, you might end up with like sort of mini episodes.
yeah, maybe
After cutting through
maybe
the chaos.
just like a TikTok, wouldn't it? Be like-
Yeah, 30 seconds.
Now we've got some listener questions. Do you want to answer them with me?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah.
All right.
Hello, this is the Ketchum residence.
Our first question comes from a friend of mine. That's someone that it's going to be on a future episode of the podcast, and that is my friend Mark.
Good old Mark.
He said, "Great episode, Mr. J. I have a question. If you were a Pokemon that isn't Squirtle, which one would you be?" And he also says, "Thanks, I'm also holding you personally responsible for getting me back into Pokemon Go." So that can be a byproduct of you, Chris.
Yeah,
because,
that's
yeah,
kind of.
you got
yeah.
me back into the Pokemon app games, so it's like a knock-on
Yeah.
effect.
I mean, to be fair, I also got you into the Pocket as well.
yeah,
didn't
but I do really enjoy that. That's like that.
Do you remember, just side note of like Pokemon Go, do you remember
Oh,
when
so
that craze
massive,
came
wasn't
out
it?
and there were
Yeah.
like just people walking everywhere to try and like hatch the Pokemon?
Yeah.
Or hatch the eggs, wasn't it?
The only thing on Pokemon Go now, sorry, Matt, for getting in a byproduct, it's been sold to a big company, hasn't it? It's not Niantic anymore.
Oh, is it not?
So if you're wanting to become competitive, I'm pretty sure they're already bringing out like stat boosters that you have to pay for and stuff.
Oh, so it's pay to win.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
that's a shame when stuff gets.
but if you
Yeah.
want to collect all the Pokemon and get all the shinies and stuff, then it's still pretty cool.
Mm.
I've got quite a few shinies on there, to be fair.
Yeah.
So
They all have really great names as well, don't
yeah,
they?
they do. Yeah.
Who were they named by?
You.
Yeah.
Are they named after the place where you found, like where you caught them, or?
No, they just
Iconic names. So I'm pretty sure at one point I had a Geodude called Jeff.
yeah, you did. Yeah.
It sounds like it'd probably be his name though, if he did have a name.
Yeah, like Geodude definitely gives off Jeff vibes.
Yeah.
But it was Jeff with a G.
Okay, just
It's like Geoff. Geoff Geodude.
yeah, Geoff, dude. Yeah. So sorry, Mark, if I've got you back into Pokemon Go. We can also blame Chris for getting me back into the Pokemon games and into the Pokemon Pocket. So then, by proxy, that's got you back into it. But also, the Pokemon Trading Card Company and Nintendo, they're
Yeah.
going to be well happy, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
We can each answer, but about ourselves. So, I think this is based on, and this is a funny link here. I didn't intend this to be, because you, Chris, asked me which starter Pokemon I
Yes.
choose, and I said Squirtle.
Yeah.
Because it's cool when he wears sunglasses.
Mhm.
And Mark was saying if I wasn't going to be Squirtle, who would I be? But if you had to choose one Pokemon that you think you would be, who do you think it would be? Like,
Can I just do one for Evie instead?
You could. How about because you're Mr. and Mrs.
I already know which one you're going to
Go on
say.
then.
You're going to say Jinx.
No, I'm not. That's,
Okay.
that's a good one. As much as lips. I would say Drizzile,
Oh, yeah.
little emo.
Is it another emo skunk? Is that what
No, it's not a skunk. It's like a
No,
little emo
Drizzle's like
frog-looking
Sort
thing
of,
with a little fringe, like an emo fringe.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Um,
very
Got the
moody.
same sort of
moody.
vibe. Like,
Just walking around like Drizzle.
And I'm more of a Sobble myself, like very sad.
Yeah.
How
How does Sobble go?
Sobble. No, was it? I know Inteleon. Inteleon was like Inteleon.
Inteleon is a great choice.
and with the because Chris chose one for you, you can unless you're in agreement with his.
I think. Yeah, do you know what? Actually, I will go. I'm a Drizzle.
What
I'd
would
go
you
with
go?
Drizzle.
Because you had a thought beforehand, didn't you? Other than Jinx, obviously.
No, that I didn't actually. I was thinking.
And I think
was
for
gonna
me
say-
personally, I'm a more of a Mr. Mime, like a protect you with my little invisible shield kind of. And obviously, I didn't speak during primary or secondary school, so
There you go. Perfect.
Ah, true.
yeah.
Kid Mime.
Yeah.
that's like his rap name.
Chris Mime.
yeah.
Little Chris. Is he still alive? I think he's dead.
He died.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to be like, oh yeah, I'm someone really cool. Obviously, I can't pull off being like Machamp. So realistically, I'm probably like Bellsprout.
Do you know what?
Bellsprout.
Do you know what? I can see that.
cute.
I can actually see that. He's
Bellsprout's a bit more ripped than me.
yeah,
but,
yeah.
you
He's
know.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to change my answer actually. I want to go with Clefairy
Oh,
for
Okay.
myself.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cute, round, just walking around like Clefairy.
Yeah.
Hey, I
I
get
think
it.
Clefairy's got a little bit of sass as well.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, thank you, Mark. Hopefully that answers your question. Another question here is from J316.
What a good name.
J316. Don't know what the J stands for. Might
Jacked.
probably stands for Jed.
Have you been sending yourself questions?
Yeah.
Jacked. If that's what it is.
And actually, this is an interesting question for the two of you because you watched back these episodes and watched them back for maybe like you said for the first time in a long time, and they said, "I'm curious to ask, how do you think the original series holds up today, and do you think it stands the test of time, or do people just like Pokemon because of nostalgia?"
Ooh.
That's harsh, isn't it?
So for me, the animation doesn't really like you can tell it's old, but it's really old.
Mm.
And I wouldn't say you could tell it's that old.
Yeah, I know what you mean. In those earlier episodes, like it definitely looks like it's from the 90s. It almost looks like it would be like the type of animation it would be in like an old Transformers cartoon, doesn't it? Like it's,
Yeah.
but I kind of prefer that it's that than it's kind of like too
Yeah.
glossy. You know?
Yeah. It's not redone, and but I mean, Pokemon was always a classic anyway, isn't it? And I think it's definitely going to stay with us for a long time.
I think so the animation, completely agree with that. That when you're watching it back, you can tell it's old. But I do think a lot of it does come down to nostalgia. So you're watching it and you get those feelings of like, oh, this is it. This is like, I'm back to being a kid. I'm watching it for the first time with like a little snack and like a little juice box or something like that. I don't know if it would necessarily stand up if you were to put like a child of this generation in front of the TV to sit them down and be like, watch
It's
some Pokemon.
Series 1.
Yeah, I don't know if
But
it
at
would
the same
necessarily...
time, I've seen like children watching it and liking Pokemon, and there's more to it than just the cartoon. I think that's the thing.
Well, yeah, because obviously there's everything else that goes with it. So there's the more up-to-date games like on the Switch and all of that. And obviously the stuff that is readily available on your phone. So I think that kids are definitely going to be interested in that aspect of it, but I don't know necessarily if the animation side of it would hold up compared to some of the stuff you see nowadays.
Yeah, and with how long Pokemon's gone on for, and just how successful they've been at staying relevant for so many years, is that no matter what age you are, and even kids today, and like we're just looking back at the date of some of these episodes when they originally came out, and it's like the late 90s, and it's but everyone comes into Pokemon at a different point, don't they? And then the first time that they start watching it, like that's their era of Pokemon. So some of the even more modern series will be the Pokemon that people actually relate to as Pokemon. They'd be like, oh yeah, that's Pokemon. So but props to Pokemon for staying around for as long as it has.
Absolutely. Rock thing.
So I don't know if you do or not, and if not, then edit. For now, is there anything that you guys want to promote? Anyone you want to give a shout out to? If you like got like a
Can I just give a shout out to Ash's mum?
Delia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Delia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just okay.
Just shout out to her, you know. She's the real G.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the absent daddies out there. Flint, we're looking at you, hun.
Yeah.
Do better.
Yeah.
Do better. Brock's now got daddy issues.
Yeah,
Well
true.
done.
Yeah, and why is there such an age gap?
Yeah. The mystery will never be solved.
Why is there such an age gap? Yeah. Well, thank you very much for joining me. And I'll be right back to wrap up the show. But that does it for this episode, and you know what that means.
The time has come. It's for the best, I know it. Who could have guessed that you and I, somehow, someway, we'd have to say goodbye.
Somehow today we have to say goodbye. And I say goodbye to Chris and Evie. Thank you very much for being guests on the Pika Pals podcast. I'd love to have you back if you would like to come back, that is. And hopefully I can get you back on a future episode. But you were great guests. You were great first guests. And again, apologies for some of the audio issues, but thank you for bearing with me. And hey, it's a learning process, folks. I'm figuring this out as I go along. This has been the Pika Pals podcast. Thank you for listening. Don't forget you can follow me on all the social medias at Yeetamania, where you can drop me a comment or ask me a question about Pokemon, and I might just read it out here on the show. Hey, you can even send it by email if you're an old person at yeetamania@gmail.com. Please remember to leave a review, write a comment, share the podcast with someone who you think might enjoy it. Actually, share it with someone who you think might not enjoy it, because you never know, maybe they will. I challenge everyone to just send the podcast to someone in their contacts list completely randomly. Just send it to them, no context. And they'll be like, what the hell is this? But yeah, just send it to whoever you like. It'll all help. And hit 5 stars on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. I'm now on Apple Podcasts. Hello, Apple Podcasts. I'm now on you. Yeah, I'm on you, Apple Podcast. So I'm now on two types of podcasting thing. Yeah, I've been Jed. This has been the Pika Pals Podcast. Thanks again to my guests, Chris and Evie. I'll see you next week. You've been a real Pika Pal.